Hi guys, I am going to do a requested reading on the passing of Thomas Kingston, who apparently is the husband of Lady Gabriella. Anyway, they're connected to the royal family. They get invites and that kind of thing, although they're not immediate royal family, apparently. Anyway, he was only 45 years old, and it was described as a sudden passing, certainly one that was not expected. Now, the subscriber that made a request asked if it was possible that he was on the certain list by another, well, the initials JE, okay? YouTube has its likes and dislikes of certain words, and sometimes you have to be mindful about how you present it. I'll just say Jeffrey Epstein's list. So they wanted to know if there was any kind of connection. Maybe I'll get and try to see if I can get a yes no out of the cards and get some idea. Obviously, this poor fella was not, I mean, to be honest, don't really know much, if anything at all, about them. But anyone that might have taken their own life isn't a very happy individual. And, I feel bad about that. So let's just see what was up. Let's just see what was up for Thomas Kingston. He'd only been married to Lady Gabriella about 4 years, I guess, from what I could gather. And lately, I think people are distrustful, given with Andy, they used to call him back in the 80s, was Randy Andy. That's Prince Andrew. Given his stories that are meant to exonerate him from having anything inappropriate to do with Jeffrey Epstein and the women that have come out against him now that they're older, has a lot of people feeling like, well, are there others maybe in the same circle also connected? I can understand the curiosity. I'm not sure that that's what's going on here, but I am going to ask if Thomas, as a yes/no, if Thomas Kingston was connected the same way that Prince Andrew was. Okay. He was on that infamous list. Was he at all connected to being on JE's list? Let's see what I get. I'm getting the 4 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. This definitely shows that he was enduring a poor state of mind. This is a decline with that 5 of Pentacles. Interesting, despite the fact that it goes from the 4, sorry for the wound back, from the 4 here, with the person really holding on to the coins to the 5. So it shows that he was keeping, I think, something really close to his chest, really close to himself, where he wasn't feeling I don't think he was feeling prosperous. And he was a financial, I want to say planner, but that's not it. He was like an investments involved in that kind of thing. I'll get it. Sorry, my brain's just... But you get what I mean. So here he is with his job involved in finance, and he gets these cards. This looks to me like we're dealing more with a financial problem, although it could be him also trying to keep any connection to that closed down. So I can't rule it out entirely. But for the first inclination that I get with him is there's a lack of financial success going on. Maybe he's a lot poorer than what he was sharing. It's just like he's not making enough to profit. It's kind of being at a very, one step forward, one step back kind of situation that I feel here. Okay. Hold on a minute. I just want to check on something about that 4 of Pentacles. Sting. That's interesting. So when looking at the 4 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles as a yes-no card, the 4 on its own would be a yes. The 5 would be a no. It's a card that shows decline and struggle. Now, the 4 can also be about someone that's, very much trying to keep things under control and financially stable and strong. But with that 5 next to it, paired with it, it feels unstable. It feels like there's a great deal of effort to keep things, like I was saying, stable in a strong position. It just feels like there's a decline going on. So I'm kind of getting a yes and a no with regard to him being connected to that list. If I go with just the first card, it could be a yes, and it could also be he's trying to keep it on the down low. He's trying to keep control of the flow. And I have to allow that possibility. And I see that he's dealing no matter what, whether he's part of that list or not, dealing with some, I feel like, less than successful financial acumen or ventures. It's just not going very well, or wasn't. Okay, let's go to the cards. He gets a Knight of Swords, something very fast moving, with the King of Wands. This would be, I don't think this is him. I do think this is information that is very quickly acted upon by a King of Wands. This could be whoever it was that may have had financial business with him, or who found out about his passing and is reacting quite strongly with that Knight of Swords. They are like hopping on it. It's very fast-moving energy. So I'm not quite sure who this fire sign is, this King of Wands, because I did try to look up his birth date, and I got, I believe it was June 22nd, which made him a Cancer. Now, I don't have his whole birth chart here, and that's not my specialty. I'm just using it as a kind of a signpost to go by. So this doesn't necessarily feel like him to me right here, but somebody that he is in association with regard to, I think, finances. Perhaps if he is on that list, in connection to the list itself, whoever this is. But I'm getting an adult male here with the King of Wands that's reacting very swiftly to Thomas's struggle financially. All right, now I have no idea who that would be, etc. But so far we're getting the scene of a, struggling with finances, not feeling like he's in control. And you're dealing with somebody that really has to be in control. So that couldn't be easy. Then we get the Sun and him walking away. So to me, there will be some kind of clarity. Maybe he'll be exposed financially, or maybe for being on that list. But there's some kind of clarity coming with the Sun. And there's a decision on his part to walk away with that 8 of Cups, to just, I think, leave behind his life and move on. Could this be this Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands? Could this be somebody that was potentially bothering him, shall we say? With details that just made him want to walk away from his life? In other words, some kind of blackmail or something like that? Quite possibly. Because he's definitely becomes very clear that he feels that the best thing for him to do, in his mind, is to walk out, is to leave it behind. To me, that shows the conscious action of, I can't face this. And I'm going to abandon this because it's not moving forward in a robust manner. I'm not feeling secure financially. There's problems. All right. Again, up and down. There's juggling. I think trying to just keep afloat, so to speak. I think it's, again, a lot of struggle to just maintain basics, to maintain a basic, I feel like, financial ability to pay bills and so on and so forth. Kind of that idea of you pay one person and then you've got another, the money's out just as quickly as it comes in. It's that kind of movement. And we get the Fool. Maybe he took some big risks, for one thing, with the Fool, and didn't really think about how that would come out later. Now, if it's to do with that list, which I did get possible connection, that would make a lot of sense too. It would be a foolish risk to take. It would deal with the fool depicts often a minor. Sorry, I always do that on the card, which is often associated with a child. It's the beginning of a new cycle, and it's taking a risk. Now, sometimes the risk is more than we realize. Thus, we have the little dog there trying to get us to perhaps not walk off the ledge. Don't think that he was making good choices with the financial investments, whatever was going on there. And it really does come down to money, a lot about money. In nearly, well, in 4 of the cards, okay, 3, there's money involved. So something wasn't working out financially. He potentially has an adult male here, this King of Wands, kind of down his back, or perhaps trying to pressure him. And he decides, that's it. I'm checking out, with the Sun and the 8 of Cups. And then we've got him trying to just juggle basic money and foolish risks that he's taken, that he's trying to deal with, be it with money or anything else. So far, it's all looking like money, not getting a lot of cards about pleasure. Maybe he was just putting money in dodgy places. We get the Empress. That could be his wife, Lady Gabriella. And this is looking forward, trying to see what in the future comes out, what is clear. I also feel that there was a business deal that looks like it was a relatively new venture with that 2 of Wands, and that he thought might have a big payout with the Empress. That's abundance, wealth. And I think he was looking to make wealth. But I just don't feel like he was having that success by the cards that he gets prior to this. I just don't feel like he was stable. And then when this male comes in, coming at him with the Knight of Swords, what do we see with him is he feels exposed. With the Sun, there's clarity, there's a bright spotlight, and he doesn't want it. He wants to get out from under that light with that 8 of Cups and run off away from it. I'll show you that pair again. This came after the King of Wands and that Knight of Swords. Again, it shows that he was looking at, I think, not only his wife and keeping up with abundance, but also very much looking to some newer business deal or waiting for a deal that he felt would bring in this wealth that he was wanting, this abundance. But it still has the feeling like it wasn't happening during the present, and he was in a position of trying to kind of wait and see. This could also be with the Empress and the 2 of Wands, his wife waiting to see what I think comes out. They will investigate his passing, but they don't believe that there was apparently anything amiss. So, but I still get a feeling of her waiting to kind of get that information before she looks to move forward, or her next move of what to do. That's how I would interpret those cards. Then we get the Knight of Pentacles, again about money, and the King of Pentacles. So this is money that's moving very slow, very slowly, very carefully. This could be this King of Pentacles that is such a person that's so a businessman. This could be somebody that looks over, kind of does financial forensics or something like that, because it feels very careful and studious to do with finances, looking over, I think, Thomas's finances with a fine-tooth comb. Very careful with that Knight of Pentacles. And like I've said, it's the slowest moving knight in the deck. It's very, very focused, very careful. I just feel like there was some recklessness with the finances going on. And there are some kinds of secrets going on. Look, again, about money as well. He could have been being blackmailed. He definitely could have, from what the cards I'm getting. Because I do see things that are not exactly upfront about, once again, perhaps a new business. It is the Ace of Pentacles. We did get the Fool. So again, it looks like there was something more recently that he was getting involved in, that he was hoping he would get the abundance from. But there's a bit of something hidden about it that's not exactly out front. It's veiled, like the Queen, not the Queen, but the High Priestess. It's right out there, but you might miss it unless you were paying attention to your intuition and looking a little bit with more scrutiny and following your gut. But it does show us there's hidden information about money, the beginning of an investment, or the beginning of trying to, I think, do business, something new. And it was not making perhaps what he had hoped it would. It just looks a bit, the money looks a bit on the lean side. And that there were issues with it. A great deal of emotion being overflowing. Could have been affecting his mood. Although I think people said he seemed his normal friendly self. But again, look, he's the card of leaving, the card of getting out of the choppy water. This could be also his transitioning. Once again, his decision to leave. And I feel transition, there's a lot of emotion around it. I'm sure that his family would, of course, be very upset. And we get the Queen of Wands and the Three of Wands. This is, an adult woman that's basically waiting for her ship to come in, for her business or acumen to flourish. So it's interesting, we get cards of what looks like to be waiting possibly a male and a female adult looking to see if money doesn't flourish more, and they're checking the horizon, and it's kind of not moving along. We get the 8 of Swords, another 8, and we get the 6 of Cups. Well, this deals with something from the past, and it feels like one is unable to get themselves out of a situation. Maybe it's similar to what went on in his childhood, or, you know, something similar to that went on in his past that made him feel stuck. He could have, the thing is, I feel like he could have gotten out of this situation, but I think he preferred to just give up and walk away. And I keep getting that with the Fool, the 8 of Cups. Frankly, the 6 of Swords. There's a sense of moving on, moving away from, and I think kind of just what it says, walking away from it. There's a lot of money there. This is usually family money or inheritance. And we get the 6 of Wands. So I think the family will be all right. I think there's greater family revenue, shall we say, that it can use and depend upon. His doing this might actually have benefited them. I hate to say that. But it looks like the family will overcome the struggles of his passing. And I think financially end up being okay. But I think that they will definitely have someone going over details that of what was going on in his life. Now here he is, the King of Cups with the 10 of Cups. To me, this is the extended family. This is transition on the other side, having ancestors, family members on the other side greet him and welcome him and be very emotionally accommodating and kind to him. He gets the World and the Chariot. So again, movement away, and completion. The ending. I don't know if there is importance to a vehicle somehow or not, because sometimes the Chariot can represent a vehicle. It can just represent that he makes a choice to end it, and he is successful in doing so, and he meets with ancestors on the other side. I don't think he's in a miserable mindset. It looks to me like he's in the warmth of family and friends, and I think he was very, very worried, once again, for financial behavior, investments that wasn't panning out the way he'd hoped. A bit anemic. And he could have possibly been being blackmailed. And it looks like, because with that sun, it just makes me feel like someone's wanting to put the spotlight on him and kind of expose him. We may see it yet. And this is retiring from the spotlight and pulling back to heal. This is also can be about a burial, frankly, and passing on and having peace of mind. So again, I get the sense that his spirit is at peace. He just didn't want to be in the spotlight of any kind of scandal to do with finances or anything else. And that's what I have for you on this. Again, there's some sort of sacrifice with the Hanged Man. Sometimes I actually get this card when people take their own life. The Eight of Pentacles can deal with one's work, can deal with a great deal of money that one regularly works with, trying to, I feel like, sharpen one's skills, but not being able to. There's a delay. There's, again, perhaps the choice of, I've got an other thing I can do. You know, I'll just be the victim here and duck out because I just can't face, again, the spotlight. So that's peculiar. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you very much. And my apologies for my last reading where I misunderstood about exactly where Prince William was. Good thing that I was just reading on his and Kate's present and future, which looks tumultuous. So a very tough time for the royal family, and I wish everyone always the best. I don't see why not, you know, why you wouldn't. And if someone's not doing something right, if they're doing something that's sketchy, it should come out, you know, that's the truth. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.